All right. Hi, everybody. It's Jennifer, and it's Testimonial Tuesday again. Thanks for joining me. As you know, I have a passion to help people live better, sleep better, and feel better. And I like doing these every week just for a couple different reasons. One, it gives you an opportunity to hear from somebody other than me how this oil is benefiting them. And then it also gives me a chance to connect with some of the people in my team and learn from them and just get connected, which is awesome. So this is one of the beautiful ladies I met when I went out to Ohio last month. And it's funny, we didn't get to spend a ton of time talking to each other at the time because every time I turned around, she was off chatting up somebody new, which is awesome. And I think it just has to do with her having a huge passion from using this product. So without further ado, this is Kat. It's Goggin, correct? Your last name?
Goggin.
Goggin, yep. Awesome. And she's in Ohio. So she's going to share with you how this oil has benefited her and kind of a little bit how she got introduced to it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this is Sandy, my little pup. Oops. And I'm like, blind pup, one-eyed pup. But
there you go.
I got introduced to the oil through one of my friends and watching her on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I had finally, about 3 or 4 months after watching her, I decided to try it. I called her up one day and I said, why don't you come on over? So she did. And she didn't say anything until I said something. And then she had said, like about a week later, she says, oh, there's a hike, right? We're both in the Cleveland Hiking Club. She says, there's a hike right by your house. Come on down. Let's go. I'm like, Deb, I haven't hiked in over a year. And these aren't like simple little hikes. They're 5-mile hikes.
Yes.
So she twisted my arm, talked me into it. So I met her there. And the whole time I was moaning and groaning and laughing at her saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I won't be able to walk tomorrow. I'm going to be so sore tomorrow because I do this a lot. So I know how sore I get after a 5-mile hike when I haven't hiked in months or a year.
Right.
So after the hike, and I had been taking the oil about a week and a half at that point.
Okay.
So we had to go for a healthy drink at the local watering hole at the bar across the street. And we're sitting there. And after a couple hours of sitting down, it's like, oh, I really don't want to get up. So the next morning I'm going, I'm really going to kill you, girl. So the next morning I get up and I expected to have a really hard time getting out of bed. And I kind of went, wait a minute. Picture. It's not sore at all. I always had that muscle soreness, but I wasn't tight. I wasn't sore. I wasn't hurting anywhere. Matter of fact, I went out for another walk that morning.
Awesome.
And I did my first live because I'm like, this is just too astounding. I could not believe it. No muscle soreness at all. I was shocked. So then it's like, okay, let's not overdo it. Let's see what else happens. And I had already been sleeping well through the night. On the 4th day taking it, I started sleeping through the night.
Right.
And at that point, I had getting, how you get those Charlie horses in your legs.
No.
So the past 2 or 3 years, not only did I have them in my calves, they went all the way up the back of my legs into my hamstrings.
Oh, that's painful.
Oh my God! You know how painful it is with the calves.
Yeah.
So I always have to get out of bed and walk. Well, with the calves, I can at least walk. When it goes up the hamstring, your body can't support you. So I'm holding onto the dresser and like gingerly trying to walk.
Yeah.
And, but the 4th day in, and well, that was keeping me awake, waking me up probably at least 3 to 4 times every single night.
Wow.
I'd be in bed for 10 hours and I might get between 3 and 4 hours of sleep.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't because I was having any kind of fun. It was because I was in pain. So 4th day in of taking the oil, I slept all the way through the night. 7 to 8 hours I sleep through the night.
Awesome.
And the cramps went away. And honestly, I didn't even realize they went away. I realized that I was sleeping through the night.
Right.
And I wasn't having to take naps with my grandson when I watched him. And then a couple weeks later, someone said something about muscle cramps. I went, oh my God, those muscle cramps went away. I was totally shocked. And what's funny is those are what, 3 different things that helped me wonderfully. And none of that's why I took it.
Right.
I started taking it because I had excruciating discomfort in my knee, in my right knee, and it was swelling up, and it was just hurting, and it had been for a couple of years. And I had taken some stuff from and not CBD, another product from a health food store, and it helped.
Right.
But not enough.
Right.
Because I used to be a runner.
Okay.
And then I ended up with stuff with my feet and stuff. And then with the knee issue, I couldn't run at all.
Right.
I ended up putting on some weight, and yay. But and this other product, I went from not being able to run at all to be able to run like 20 or 30 feet before I had to stop because of the pain.
Right.
Because of the discomfort. I'm sorry. So taking the oil, it was about 2.5 weeks that my knee started feeling better. And I had gone to the doctor about it.
Right.
So, and they did x-rays and stuff. And he said, there's nothing we can do for you. You know, it runs in your family. You're stuck with it. It's going to get worse. Who knows? Maybe someday they'll be talking knee replacement or something. I'm like, seriously? Nothing you can give me or do at all. He said,
right.
Sorry. And so I figured, what can hurt with the oil?
Right.
And so about 2.5 weeks it took for me to feel results with that. And then so I got better, and then it leveled off for about a month and a half, maybe about a month. And then it jumped in relief again, and then it leveled off again. And it did that 5-6 months in a row. Right. And it just kept feeling better. And then a couple months later, it went up again. So just gradually getting better and better and better. And now I've been taking it over like a year and 14 months. I've been taking it. Okay. So
I'm experiencing that with my shoulder. Like one of the things I was hoping with when I started was pain relief or discomfort relief with my shoulder. We try and be as compliant as possible. Sometimes we mess up. But no, what I keep finding is the longer I'm on it, the better my shoulder feels.
Right. And of course, it's down. Hang on one second. He's gonna keep going. I'm sorry, folks, but we're gonna go check into Menards when we're done here.
Cool.
Great DIY stuff to have. But and I started taking the drops, and I started using the cream when I first started. Yeah. And the jar of cream lasted me almost a year. Yeah. And it's not a jar of cream. Right. It's a jar of cream, and you don't goop in there. You just use a tiny little bit. But as the drops of CBD started working in my system through the bloodstream, I didn't need all the cream on my knee. Right. So it lasts a long time. But so I really noticed it different times throughout. And the one time I noticed it, I got another dog to work with this one because I didn't want him being lonely. Okay. And he happened to be a puppy when I thought he was a year old. And he was 5 weeks old, but he was 5 months old. I'm sorry. Yes, 5 months. So I started, he snuck out of the house and he took off and he ran. He was running down. I live in a townhome. Okay. So we have 10 units together. So it's probably, I don't know, 150 feet or whatever it is. It's got to be wider than that. But anyway, I was chasing him all around the building. And a couple hours later, hey, you, quiet. He was just outside. Oh. And a couple hours later, just gonna go, we have to redo this. Oh my gosh. So now, we're just real and whatever. We're here. Accept us, love us or hate us. We're here. But a few hours later, I'm sitting there watching TV and I went, wait a minute. I just ran around my whole building chasing that bastard dog. So I went from not being able to run to running 20 or 30 feet from that other stuff. Right. Now running all over. Awesome. And It's like, and I wasn't even sore. Sitting there several hours later after doing that running, I wasn't sore.
Awesome.
Now with my townhouse, I had just bought the townhouse, and I was thinking, did I make the biggest mistake of my life? Because you could see the stairs behind me. I was literally crawling up my stairs and having to walk down sideways. And now I run up and down my stairs.
Awesome. So very cool. Now I'm curious, were you one of the lucky ones that found this oil immediately, or did you do like the rest of us where you bought 3 or 4 different things before you found this? You were lucky? Very cool.
Right. And that Debbie girl, she's done some of these companies before, so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit back and watch for a while. I'm gonna watch and see what happens. Kind of like I was waiting for the accident to happen with the company.
Yeah, and now you're kicking yourself that you waited, right?
No, I only waited like 3 months.
Okay.
Before I joined with her.
Right.
But I made her earn it.
Awesome. So talk a little bit about the third-party testing. I know you mentioned that when we were talking.
Oh, yeah. I love the third-party testing because we are one of 13 certifications from the U.S. Hemp Authority. U.S. Hemp Roundtable was put together to regulate the industry ourselves as opposed to waiting for the government to regulate us. Right. And out from that came the U.S. Hemp Authority and a certification process with third-party testing to them. So didn't involve us, didn't involve them. For safety and truth in labeling, because there have been doctors in Colorado that did some research. They had everybody bring in your product. We don't care if it's from a direct sales, from a mom and pop, from a dispensary, from anywhere. Bring your product and we're tested. 85% of what they tested was not what the label claimed it to be.
Right.
And that's not only a ripoff to us as consumers because we're not getting what we thought we were getting, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah.
A 7-year-old little boy, his mom was giving him CBD oil, and he started getting sick, and she took him to the doctors. They tested his blood. He had lead in him, and it all traced back to his CBD oil, which was not our CBD oil. So that's why the testing is so important. If you go to somebody online or in a store and they can't give you true third-party testing, not their own company testing them and saying, oh, here's testing. No.
Right.
That's having the fox watch the
house. Right.
But, so we test for not only how much CBD and THC and the other cannabinoids in there, the CBG and all that. We test for how much is in there, and we test THC down to 0%. Some of them use it because it's less expensive to have it tested down to maybe 0.03%, and then they call that no THC. Well, that's not no THC.
Oh, is that what that's all about?
Yes, you have to test, and we test all the way down to 0.0.
Okay.
All the way down, and that's important.
It is.
Yeah.
Very.
Because ours typically has 0.03%, some up to 0.08%, and that can show depending on how sensitive a test is. We also test for heavy metals like your lead, for arsenic, for
mercury.
Right. And for pesticides and chemicals, and also for molds. A lot of companies do not have their product tested for molds.
Right.
We have a test at the beginning and then at the end of the process before it gets, shipped out. And our farmers, everything is vacuum packed within 4 minutes of harvest.
Right.
So you're not going to get the molds. You're not having it hang in a barn for, days or whatever to dry out, or weeks, or however, or this, that, or the other thing. So there's a lot of things you have to look into, how it's extracted and everything else. And that's a whole new video altogether.
Exactly. No, but like something just as simple like the mold issue. I talked to a lady out in Ohio that said she's like deathly allergic to mold. And if she were to go buy an oil off the shelf that wasn't tested for it and had mold in it, like that's a major health risk to her.
Right.
So,
Right.
And the hardest part, like, I just did the event at the Holistic Health and Wellness Fair this weekend, and it's kind of like a process. You've either heard of CBD oil and you're learning what to look for, or you've just never heard of it before and you have no idea what to look for. And, like when I got started, I just, it was for my dog Nemo, but I went to the pet food store and ended up buying 2 or 3 different ones before I realized what should be in it. And I look back at some of those labels and it's scary. Like the stuff that's in them, it's just scary. So
right. You shouldn't have an ingredient list this long.
Right.
You should have hemp oil, not coconut, not olive, not grapeseed, not sunflower oil.
You mean bovine derived gelatin shouldn't be in it?
No, and neither should lead, which is not on the ingredient list.
Right.
You have your CBD and your hemp oil,
right.
And should be non-GMO and organically grown and all that happy stuff. CO2 extracted. And if you have a flavoring, we have peppermint, which is organically grown with the hemp, and cinnamon, but you're not going to find bubble gum or juicy fruit or any of that.
Exactly.
Those weird flavors in there.
Right. Exactly.
You don't need any artificial stuff. You're trying to bring wellness and health to your body.
Right. I'm curious with you having been on the product for as long as you have. I know that, you get excited and share it with a lot of people. Do you have a customer or a family member that's kind of like your favorite story of who's been helped by the oil?
Yes, a young man. He's 9 years old, and some issues in school, not paying attention, and the teacher worried about him not paying attention, and not doing the best on the report cards,
right?
Not handing in the homework, only doing half of the homework. All this fun stuff that you get in elementary school with your kids,
right?
And I told Mom about the oil, and she decided to try it, but she's doing the isolate. She didn't have any of the THC in it. So that's fine. Yeah. So she was doing that, and a few weeks later, 2-3 weeks later, I had asked her how he was doing, and she said he's doing really good. And he even mentions it that he does much better on the CBD oil.
Okay.
And,
awesome.
He was handing in his homework, and she wasn't getting any complaints from the teachers. And he even was coming home and saying, "Mom, I got to do my homework." Awesome. So then, month and a half later, he brings home his report cards. All the grades went up, except I think one was kind of level, but all the others went. And everyone was real happy. I mean, there was 5 or 6 different people involved with the evaluation. Everyone was thrilled.
Yeah, very cool.
And she said he attributes it to the CBD oil.
Yeah, and think about, long-term impact of his life that will have. That's just awesome.
I know, because one of my sons, he was diagnosed with ADHD in school, and they wanted to put him on medication. And I did put him on Ritalin for like 3 months. But I only gave it to him on school mornings before he went to school. He didn't get it any other time. And after 3 months, he didn't like it. He didn't feel like himself or anything. And I was afraid of what it might do to him. So I took him off, and we just dealt with him being, I don't know, a boy, a little more finicky, jumping around and stuff.
Yeah.
And, he takes it now as an adult.
Right.
And he also takes the THC free, and he says it helps him.
Awesome.
He likes it. It helps him, keep calm, and he really likes that it doesn't mess with his brain like other things do. Right. And that he's finally getting, he's got his motivation back, and to sit there and listen to him talk, and he's excited about what he's doing in his work, and he wants to, start a, sushi truck or something. And he's just excited about life again. I love seeing that and hearing it expressed from him. That
I think is one of my favorite feedbacks from customers and family members is like I was out walking Nemo for a couple miles this morning, and I called my mom while I was out, and she answered the phone, and she was breathing a little heavy, and I was like, what are you doing? And she's, oh, I just finished 18 minutes on the treadmill. And well, and this is a lady who couldn't walk upstairs before because her knee is so bad that she just was in so much pain. She wasn't even like, there's just so many things she wasn't able to do before, and it just keeps getting better and better for her. Right. That she's now able to do stuff that she wasn't able to do before, which is awesome.
Yeah. So, and there's some people that don't feel the results in 1 or 2 months. I mean, right. We have a 60-day money back guarantee, but I would encourage them to try it for at least 6 months.
Right.
Because then I've heard Debbie, she had somebody that after 2 months they wanted to stop it, and they decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep doing it, like she said. And after 3-4 months, it just, it was, and then all of a sudden it was a bang.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's going on inside our bodies.
Right. So, and that's the hardest part for us is, you have somebody you're working with, and long term, because you've read enough stories, you've talked to enough people that long term it'll help them. But we get, we're an instant gratification society. We want to see something right away, and when we don't get it, it's like, oh, it doesn't work, and we want to move on. So I actually tell people now, when I go to hand them a bottle, I pull it back and I say, now, if you're going to take this and expect a over-the-counter reaction in 20 minutes, I don't want you to even spend your money on it, because this is a health issue. You didn't get sick overnight. You're not getting better overnight. It's a supplement. You're going to use it to help your body heal itself long term. It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
So, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, so I see we've got Pam, Jerry jumped in to say hi. Got Debbie saying hi, Cindy, Cynthia. So anyways, just want to say hi to all you ladies. Thanks for joining us today. And thanks for sharing your story with us, Kat. And it was a pleasure to meet with you. Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you in Ohio, and it's been fun working with you. I'll continue to look forward to working with you more in the future.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, John.
Bye. Yeah, bye.